Do you know the details of the Squid Game? In fact, the players inside already know what kind of game they will face. Why do I say that? Before the game, players are placed in a room full of double-decker beds. Although it looks like a resting area, if you look at the wall, you will find that it is full of obvious patterns. As the bed is slowly moved away, these paintings on the wall are actually the games that players will play throughout the game. The first is 1, 2, 3 Wooden Man. There is also a ping-pong game, a tug-of-war game, a brick bridge, and a glass ball game. Finally, there is the famous Squid Game. But then again, the game itself is full of secret clues. The players behind the whole event are also like this. In order to investigate clearly, we will analyze it all in this video. What I'm going to talk about today may make you want to watch it again. Without further ado, let's go into the details of the Squid Game. Mainly, let's talk about this behind-the-scenes boss. In fact, the last episode also revealed that he invented the game to give himself and his rich partners who are tired of life a way of entertainment. The main reason he participated in the game was because he had a tumor in his brain. He hoped to have some fun at the end of the year. But the audience may have already found that there are several clues that have already explained the true identity of the old man. The first is his number 001. If you look closely, the number plate of the protagonist is the last one. In fact, it is representative on many levels. Because he is the first one, it also implies to us that this is the one who can control everything. Why do you say that? In the 5th episode, Hwang Jun-hao sneaked into the courtyard and finally found a storage room. There are all the files of the games for decades. Opened in 2020, he found that the first player was actually number 2, and the personal information of 001 was completely lost. This also means that he does not need or does not want to keep a record for himself. Not only that, the age of other people in the game is roughly the same, but 001 is different, and he will die of a brain tumor. So even if he gets the money to change his life, he won't live long. To the players who chose the game in the past, they are all about 20 to 40 years old. So 001 is completely an exception in front of these rules. In the whole game, he also knows the process very well. Whether it's pulling the box or pulling the ball, he was very good at it when he was a kid. And in 1/23 Wooden Man, when other players are afraid of life, he dares to walk around with a big swing. When the robot turns around, 001 can even stop before turning around. He seems to know all the lyrics of the robot, so he has the operation of floating in the clouds. In slow motion, you will notice a lot of his differences. You know, in the game, 001's identity has long been exposed. Pay attention. In the eyes of the robot, all players are covered by green light. From the top of the head to the ankles, no one is spared. But the old man and the girl around him don't have that situation. I believe the robot must be able to see him, but it doesn't involve the full line. If this theory is correct, it means that the old man has a protective ring, which can stop the machine from firing, and there is a certain range. This is why the girl on his right is also very safe. After the first game, the players vote to decide whether to continue the game. He made the final choice and cast a decisive vote. This can also show the old man's right to the whole thing. I think 001 deliberately chose to vote out. He wanted the players to have a chance to leave here when they knew the bet. If he didn't come back to continue the game, his conscience would be a little lighter, because this is entirely the player's own choice. Let's talk about the ping-pong game. The old man chose a 5-pointed star. Although it looks like a complex shape, it doesn't actually have a circle or umbrella curve. Some people may think that a triangle is easier. In fact, this line is long and the star is relatively short. Therefore, the distance before reaching the edge is less. It's relatively easier. We are now in the 4th episode. There was a fight at night. The whole process, the old man was hiding on a platform, far from the big pool. He finally asked to stop the fight. After the host knew this, he quickly ordered the front to control the situation and sent all the guards to protect him. Another clue is his bed. This is the only one that has not been searched, because the guards know his true identity. Next, the players will play a tug of war. 001's team members are all weak. It's almost a death sentence to go up. However, he gave a plan to tell everyone how to win, and he led. He was also confident that he could defeat a stronger team. Obviously, the old man had played countless games before. In the end, his team was destined to win. The strategy of the old man proved this. The last game he participated in was Dan Ju. During this process, he seemed to be infected with the plague of the old age. He often wandered around looking for his house. This game is not only from his childhood, but also one-to-one restored his hometown. But then again, the host of the game is a ghost. Why do you know what the old man's hometown looks like? In this part, everything he said was confirmed to be nonsense with the plague of the old age. But in the end, the old man seemed to find his home again. I personally think this is a perfect ending for him. Most importantly, 001 gave up the game and let the protagonist win. In fact, there is a main reason, because the next level is the stepping stone bridge, and the old man is 001 again, so you have to be the first to play. Although we know he's a bug, if this level is there, it's almost impossible for someone to fail, and it doesn't reflect the difficulty of the game, so you have to be eliminated in the last game. Let's go back to the egg table game. The protagonist is sad to win the game. However, the old man seems to have been killed in front of the camera. From a distance, although the other places in the court are full of corpses, the old man is not seen. Let's go through what we've said above. Do you know the relationship between these levels in the game? Now everyone knows that player 001 is the big boss behind the scenes. In fact, he and a few VIP customers a few decades ago enjoyed this cruel game for fun. They can keep an eye on the contestants in the distance. Under the host, there is a manager who always wears a black mask. He is responsible for the whole game. And other members of the management organization, including the receptionist, who is responsible for the VIP. And the staff looks the same. But if you look closely at the patterns on their masks, you will find that they all have different positions. The square one is the small casino, which has the right to decide the scene. The triangle one is the armed guard, responsible for elimination and security. The round one is the bottom staff, responsible for some basic cleaning and the transport of corpses. In addition, in the absence of permission, the round staff cannot talk to anyone, including other staff. In addition, there is a minority in the organization who can show up directly. That is, the receptionist who is in the air. They will contact potential contestants in the real world and confirm whether the other party is suitable to participate and then provide them with a way to contact the game. Okay, the show is coming to an end. If you have any other ideas, you can also say it in the comment area. If possible, please pay attention to it. We will bring you more exciting videos next time.